Right, within this practice 3B, we're going to create some structural grids. First thing we do is need to import a CAD file. So we need to first go to the first floor plan. And we then need to go to the Insert tab. And then on the Import panel, we need to click Import CAD. Now, these are the files in the server, and what we want to do is select the floor plan, Hotel Floor Plan M, Hotel Lobby Floor Plan, and then we need to set it up to the current view only. Layers black and white, color black and white, layers all, import units auto detect, and positioning auto origin to origin. We want to click on open. Take a little bit of time for it to then import the AutoCAD file into itself. Now, when we hover over the import file, it's called a import symbol, and the first thing we want to do is we want to select it, and then we want to use a little pin in the middle of it to pin it so that we can't move it. Once we've pinned it, we want to right click on it. After we right click on it, we want to override it by element, and then we want to choose the halftone option. We want to click on OK, and then the import will be like a light grey color. We then want to go to the second floor plan. We want to do the same thing. We want to import guest floor plan using exactly the same options. Do the same thing. We want to pin it in place. We want to then override it to a halftone. Alright, then we go back to the first task, the first floor, and we then want to go and make some grids. So we go to the architectural or the home tab, and then instead of the level command, we want to choose the grid command, and then we want to use the pick lines tool. And then we want to select this line here to start off with, and we want to pick it, and then we want to give that a unique name. Now the letter that we start with, it'll start going consecutively that way. And then I can then select the next one, and so forth down the order. Now likewise, we want to go back the other way, but we want to rename them differently. So we can select one of them, we can then rename them. And then we want to zoom to fit to see what we've got. So we've got the grids A to J and 1 to 5. Right, now the next thing we want to do is we want to put some columns in. So again, we go to the Home tab or the Architecture tab. we want to go into the column command and we want to choose a structural column. Now before we do anything, we want to then choose the column size that we want to deal with. And then we want to then, in the options bar, set the height to go to the second floor. And then before we start it, we then want to click the multiple columns at certain grid locations. And then we want to then pick and drag and what we'll do, it'll put a column on every single grid intersection that you've told it to. So that looks all pretty good, so you can click on finish. And then these couple here, we can delete because they're not needed. Now this might look pretty good in the floor plan, but let's just make sure we've done it. So we want to go to our 3D isometric view. Just to see what they look like. Now we want to select all the columns, so what we can do is we can either do a crossing window and select them all, or we can right click over one of them and choose select every single one of those type of instances in the visible view and select them all. And what we're going to do is we're going to change the properties of them in the properties palette here. So we want to change the base level to the top of footing, and then the top level to the roof. And then to enter that in, we can either click on apply, or we can just click back in the project itself and they pop up. Now to make sure that it's actually gone full height, let's go to another floor plan. There they are in level 6. There they are in level 7. There they are level 3. There they are level top of footing, and so forth. And we want to zoom to fit and leave the project like that.